News. Martin Brundle has openly discussed Red Bull's decision to pay a hefty price for Max Verstappen's brilliance in securing the 2024 championship. Meanwhile, Eddie Jordan has slammed Ferrari's leadership, stating they must have a rock in their head for replacing Carlos Sainz with Lewis Hamilton. Daniel Ricciardo has officially declined the Cadillac deal for the 2025 grid. Welcome to F1 Real Time. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Max Verstappen has once again proven his mettle by clinching his fourth consecutive Formula One World Championship, demonstrating dominance in a season that saw increased competition from McLaren and Lando Norris. The 2024 campaign marked the third year under the current regulations and a period of significant resurgence for McLaren, who managed to challenge Red Bull's supremacy on the grid. Despite Verstappen's stellar performance, Red Bull Racing could not replicate the same success in the Constructors' Championship, finishing third behind McLaren and Ferrari. The Milton Keynes-based team's position highlighted a season fraught with inconsistency, primarily stemming from Sergio Perez's underwhelming contribution. The Mexican driver managed only a third of Verstappen's points tally, which proved pivotal in Red Bull losing their grasp on the coveted team title. Sergio Perez's season has been a tale of misfortune and dwindling confidence. The Mexican driver faced mounting pressure as speculation grew about his seat being under threat after the summer break. Names like Daniel Ricciardo and Liam Lawson were heavily linked with a mid-season promotion to the RB20. However, Red Bull ultimately decided against making a switch, leaving Perez to complete what has been a challenging season. As the season draws to a close, talks are reportedly underway to negotiate an exit for Perez, with Liam Lawson emerging as the favorite to step into the RB21 alongside Verstappen for the 2025 season. Lawson, who impressed during his stint with the Junior Racing Bulls outfit, appears ready to take on the challenge of driving for the senior team. Former F1 driver and broadcaster Martin Brundle weighed in on the challenges Red Bull faces in their quest to find a competitive partner for Verstappen. According to Brundle, Verstappen's sheer brilliance has inadvertently made it difficult for Red Bull to nurture new talent within the team. Red Bull are paying the price for having the brilliance of Max Verstappen in the team. They don't really have the obvious solution. Drawing parallels with Daniel Ricciardo's departure from Red Bull, Brundle expressed sympathy for Perez's current predicament, describing it as purgatory. "I feel the same way about Sergio as I did about Daniel Ricciardo, actually. Sergio is a great driver who's delivered stunning overtakes and won races in subpar machinery. But it must be excruciating to face this level of scrutiny and pressure every race weekend." Brundle added that while Perez has shown flashes of brilliance, his inability to consistently deliver alongside Verstappen has made his position untenable. To turn up to the track every day under such pressure must be painful. Liam Lawson, the 22-year-old New Zealander, is confident about his readiness to join Verstappen at Red Bull if given the opportunity. Speaking to media, Lawson dismissed comparisons to Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon, both of whom struggled when promoted to Red Bull. "I believe, for anybody to go up against Max, you have to be realistic and know that he's the fastest guy on the grid right now. You're not going to be out-qualifying him by half a second. But the chance to learn from him is invaluable." Lawson emphasized the potential for personal growth by being paired with Verstappen, who has played a key role in developing Red Bull's dominant machinery. "The opportunity to learn from a four-time world champion, to see the data, and to understand how he works is something that excites me." Meanwhile, Ferrari's decision to replace Carlos Sainz with Lewis Hamilton for the 2025 season has sparked fierce debate. Eddie Jordan, former F1 team owner and outspoken pundit, has lambasted Ferrari chairman John Elkann for the controversial move, describing it as a grave error. Hamilton, a seven-time world champion, announced his switch to Ferrari back in February 2024, ending a storied era with Mercedes. The news came as a bitter blow to Sainz, who was informed that his contract would not be renewed, despite delivering arguably the most impressive season of his career. As Sainz prepares to join Williams in 2025, the Spaniard and his father were reportedly moved to tears during their farewell at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Despite knowing his days at Ferrari were numbered, Sainz delivered a remarkable performance throughout the 2024 season. Victories in Australia and Mexico highlighted his resilience, with the Spaniard frequently outperforming teammate Charles Leclerc and showcasing the kind of consistency that Ferrari has long craved. By contrast, Hamilton's 2024 season at Mercedes was far from his usual standards. Speaking on the podcast, Jordan did not mince words in his critique of Alcon's decision. When people say things like, "I don't think I'm fast enough anymore," that registers in my head. I believe in talent, performance, and speed, but I'm also a psychological person. What's going on inside the brain often reflects in the job. Whether it's driving a car or running a business, it's about how you approach the moment. Jordan expressed disbelief that Ferrari would part ways with Sainz after such a strong season. To replace a driver like Carlos, who has been absolutely outstanding, with someone who has publicly questioned his own pace, Alcon must have rocks in his head. I'm close to Carlos Sr., and when I spoke to him, he was in tears. Carlos Jr. was in tears too. He still doesn't quite understand why he's been let go, and to be honest, neither do I. Jordan's co-pundit, former McLaren and Red Bull driver David Coulthard, offered a more measured perspective. He suggested that Ferrari was seduced by Hamilton's star power and unparalleled career achievements, including his record-breaking 103 Grand Prix victories. The draw of a seven-time world champion was irresistible. When the announcement came, Ferrari stock saw a bump. That kind of market confidence speaks volumes. However, Coulthard acknowledged the risks Ferrari faces. It's slightly confusing why Lewis, after a relatively lackluster season, still managed to deliver such a strong performance in Abu Dhabi. It felt like a final hurrah at Mercedes, but replicating that against someone as quick as Leclerc will be no easy task. Hamilton's departure has also provided clarity for Mercedes, who announced teenage sensation Andrea Kimi Antonelli as his replacement. At just 19, Antonelli's promotion represents a generational shift, allowing Mercedes to transition seamlessly into a new era. Coulthard believes this decision has spared Mercedes from potentially difficult conversations. This now means it's over to Ferrari. Good luck to them. They've taken on a driver with a legendary career, but also one whose best days may be behind him. Meanwhile, Cadillac F1, the newly branded entrant set to join Formula One in 2026, appears unlikely to feature eight-time Grand Prix winner Daniel Ricciardo in its debut driver lineup. The Australian driver, known for his charisma and racecraft, has reportedly dismissed the possibility of joining the American outfit, saying no to the idea outright. Sources close to Ricciardo, as reported by ESPN, revealed that the 34-year-old driver sees zero appeal in the prospect of leading Cadillac's maiden F1 campaign. Cadillac, formerly Andretti Global, has publicly sought an experienced F1 driver to pair with an American talent, an approach designed to bolster the team's global reach and resonate with the local audience. However, despite Ricciardo's undeniable experience, with 257 race starts, 8 wins, and a reputation as a fan favorite in the United States, it appears the Australian is uninterested in returning to the grid under these circumstances. Cadillac F1 has been making waves since its rebranding and provisional acceptance as an 11th team for the 2026 season. Overcoming initial resistance from Formula One management, the American outfit, backed by General Motors, secured its spot on the grid and is now fast-tracking preparations for its debut. The team boasts significant names, including 1978 world champion Mario Andretti, who will serve as a director on the board. Andretti has hinted at a focus on securing an experienced driver, sparking speculation about Ricciardo's candidacy. Yet, ESPN sources suggest no contact has been made between Cadillac and Ricciardo, and the driver himself is not considering the offer, effectively closing the door on what many fans hoped could be a thrilling chapter in his